The ground trembled beneath my boots as the escape pod screamed through the atmosphere, flames licking its hull like hungry tongues. I gripped the harness, sweat stinging my eyes, whispering a prayer to a god I'd long forgotten. Then impact, metal crumpling, dirt exploding in a violent plume. Silence followed, broken only by the hiss of escaping air. I kicked open a hatch, stumbling into a world of swirling fog and mud-slicked earth. And there she was, rising from the muck like a phantom, her form glistening under alien stars. "I'm waiting, human, hit me with your mist," she said, her voice a guttural echo that pierced my soul. I froze, heart pounding in my chest. What the hell was that? Mist? My translator, implant buzzed in my ear, struggling to parse the words. The figure before me wasn't human, not even close. She looked like a girl, slender and youthful, but her skin was a shifting layer of dark, viscous mud, rippling as if alive. Eyes like polished obsidian stared back, unblinking. The air was thick with humidity, a perpetual drizzle hanging in the mist-shrouded valley. My suit's sensors screamed warnings. Toxic atmosphere, unstable terrain. But she just stood there, arms outstretched, as if inviting a strike. Or was it something else? I raised my hands slowly, palms out. "I don't want trouble," I muttered, my voice muffled by the helmet. The pod's wreckage smoked behind me, a beacon of my failure. I'd been Captain Elias Thorne, commander of the ISS Vanguard, charting the outer rim for habitable worlds. A routine jump through the wormhole, they said, until the anomaly hit, space folding in on itself, spitting me out here, alone. The rest of my crew? Gone. Vanished into the void. And now this creature. She tilted her head, mud dripping from her chin like tears. "Mist," she repeated, stepping closer. Her feet left no prints, sinking and reforming seamlessly. Was she challenging me? Threatening? Or begging? But that was only the beginning. As the fog thickened, I realized I wasn't alone in this nightmare. Shadows moved in the distance, more figures emerging from the ground like roots pushing through soil. They encircled us, silent watchers in the haze. My hand instinctively went to my sidearm, but the alien girl, if that's what she was, laughed, a sound like bubbling clay. "Your weapons are dry, human. Hit me with mist or perish in the thirst." Thirst? The word hung in the air, heavy with implication. My suit's water recycler hummed faintly, a reminder of my limited supplies. What did she mean? I backed away, scanning the horizon. This planet, whatever it was, designated XR-47 in our charts, was a Class M anomaly, breathable air laced with unknown particulates, gravity slightly heavier than Earth's. But the surface? A labyrinth of mudflats and geothermal vents, spewing steam that condensed into eternal mist. No solid land, just endless quagmire. The girl followed my gaze, her form shimmering. "You fall from the sky stars like the others, but they brought no mist. They dried up." Others? Humans? My mind raced. Vanguard wasn't the first ship here. Rumors in the fleet spoke of lost probes, vanished scouts. Had they crashed too? She reached out, her muddy hand brushing my suit. It left a streak of ooze that sizzled faintly against the fabric. "I am Lyra," she said, the translator finally sinking, "of the Korath. We shape the world, but you carry the essence." Essence? Mist? It clicked then. My suit's environmental system vented excess humidity as a fine spray. Mist. She wasn't saying fist. It was mist. A plea, not a threat. But why? Her eyes gleamed with desperation. "Hit me," she urged, pressing closer. The encircling shadows murmured, a low hum vibrating through the mud. I hesitated, then activated the vent. A soft hiss, and a cloud of vapor erupted from my backpack unit. It enveloped her, and she shuddered, her muddy form absorbing it like a sponge. Colors bloomed across her skin, flecks of green and blue swirling in the brown. She sighed, a sound of pure ecstasy. "Yes, the pure mist. From your world." The others advanced, their forms similar but larger, more imposing. One, towering like a sentinel, boomed, "Share, Skyfaller. Or we take." "My water reserves?" They were finite. Panic surged. How many were there? Dozens? Hundreds? What I discovered next would shatter everything I knew about survival. As Lyra pulled me deeper into the fog, the ground softened beneath us, swallowing my boots up to the ankles. She moved effortlessly, her body melding with the terrain. Come, she said. The Dry Ones approach. Dry Ones? Another faction? My mind whirled. This wasn't just a crash landing. It was the start of something far worse. A war over water in a world drowning in mud. We descended into a hidden crevasse, the walls alive with bioluminescent fungi that pulsed like heartbeats. Lyra's hand, cool and yielding, guided me. Your kind came before, she explained, her voice echoing off the damp stone. They promised alliance, but brought only fire and drought. Fire? Our plasma drives? I thought of the Vanguard's engines, how they'd scorched the entry point. Guilt twisted in my gut. I'd come as an explorer, but to them, I was an invader. The crevasse opened into a vast underground chamber, a cathedral of mud and steam. Hundreds of Korath gathered, their forms shifting from humanoid to amorphous blobs, reforming as needed. In the center, a massive pool of churning mud bubbled, emanating heat. Lyra led me to it. The Heartwell, she whispered, source of our life. But it's drying. Drying? In this humidity? She dipped a tendril into the pool, and it withdrew parched, cracking. The sky fires steal our essence. Your mist, it renews. My suit's recycler used atmospheric moisture, condensing it into potable water. But here, the air was saturated. Endless supply for me, but poison to them? No. They craved the purified form, free of the planet's contaminants. Elder Korath, its form ancient and cragged, approached. Human, it rumbled. You bear the gift. Join us or feed the dry. The choice hung like a blade. Join? What did that mean? Lyra's eyes met mine, pleading. But beneath the surface, I sensed deception. Her touch lingered too long, her words too eager. Was this a trap? None of us were prepared for the truth that emerged from the depths. As the elder spoke, the Heartwell stirred violently, and a figure rose from its core, not mud, but crystalline, shimmering like frozen mist. The crystallized, Lyra gasped, pulling back. It was one of them, transformed, hardened by deprivation, aggressive. The Dry Ones weren't enemies. They were Korath who'd adapted or mutated into water hoarders, draining the world to survive. The crystallized lunged, shards of ice-like protrusions slashing the air. Chaos erupted. Korath scattered, reforming into defensive walls of mud. I fired my sidearm, the laser bolt vaporizing a chunk of the attacker. Steam billowed, and it howled, retreating into the pool. Lyra clung to me. You saved us. But more come. My ammo was limited, water reserves dropping. How long could I last? We fled upward, back to the surface. The fog had cleared slightly, revealing a landscape pocked with craters, old crash sites. Human debris scattered. Rusted hulls, skeletal remains. Your predecessors, Lyra said softly. They tried to leave. Failed. Why? The wormhole instability? Or something the Korath did? Doubt crept in. Her muddy form pressed against my suit, absorbing trace moisture. Was she using me? As night fell, alien moons casting eerie glows, we hunkered in a shallow depression. Lyra shared her story. The Korath were born from the planet's core, symbiotic with its hydrothermal cycles. But human incursions disrupted the balance, their tech evaporating vast swaths of moisture. We need your mist to restore, she said. But her eyes darted away. Lie? Half-truth? The revelation hit, like a storm. In the quiet, I accessed my suit's logs. Vanguard's anomaly wasn't natural. Scans showed artificial interference, energy signatures from the planet. The Korath had pulled us here. Lyra? She was their lure, shaped to mimic human form. Why me? I demanded, grabbing her arm. Mud squelched under my grip. Because you carry pure essence, she admitted, from Earth's oceans filtered through your machines. Earth's water? My recycler pulled from onboard stores, seeded with Terran H2O. Betrayal burned hot, but her form trembled. Not all of us wanted this. The elders force it. Inner conflict mirrored my own. I was alone, stranded. Help them or escape. The moral dilemma gnawed. Save an alien race or doom them for my survival. Tension mounted as dry ones ambushed us at dawn. Their crystalline bodies reflected the rising sun, blinding. I sprayed mist from my vent, watching them crack and shatter under the hydration overload. Paradoxical, too much pure water weakened their hardened forms. Lyra fought beside me, shaping mud into projectiles. Together, she urged, but trust frayed. We pushed toward my pod, hoping to salvage comms gear. En route, we uncovered a buried outpost, human from decades ago. Inside, holograms flickered, logs from the first explorers. The mud beings are deceptive, one warned. They absorb memories through touch, become like us to manipulate. Horror struck. Lyra's human-like shape, stolen from past victims. Confrontation boiled over. Is it true? I shouted, pointing my weapon. She dissolved, partially, reforming with tears of mud. Yes, but I chose your form because it felt right. Emotion? In an alien? Her confession. She'd absorbed a female crew member's essence years ago, gaining human feelings, love, fear, regret. I don't want to drain you, Elias. I want to feel... The emotional low point crashed down. I lowered the gun. Torn. Use her. Abandon her. The dry ones closed in, led by the elder, now revealed as their architect engineering the mutations for dominance. Mid-story turning point. As we barricaded in the outpost, Lyra touched my helmet, interfacing with my implant. Visions flooded. The Kortha's history, eons of harmony shattered by cosmic drought. But wait, this wasn't what I expected. The drought? Caused by a human megacorp's secret mining op, siphoning planetary core water for fuel. Vanguard was bait, drawn here to cover tracks. My own government complicit. Rage ignited. Not aliens versus humans, but greed versus survival. We allied truly now, Lyra and I. Her mud form intertwined with my suit, enhancing systems with organic tech. We stormed the hidden mining facility, buried deep. Battles raged. Laser fire against crystal shards, mud waves drowning machinery. Betrayals unfolded. Corporate agents among lost humans turned traitors. Lyra sacrificed part of herself, absorbing a blast meant for me. Climax. Facing the corp leader, a holographic ghost from Earth. Resources over lives, he sneered. I unleashed a torrent, hacking the facility's condensers, flooding with pure mist. Dry ones dissolved, Korath rejuvenated, but the overload triggered a chain reaction. The wormhole reopened unstable. Emotional resolution. Lyra, weakened, urged me to leave. Go home, Elias. Remember us. But I couldn't. Her absorbed humanity had changed her, and me. I pulled her into the pod, her form adapting to the confines. Together, I echoed, escape. Pod launched, wormhole swallowing us. Emerging on Earth's side, alerts blared, quarantine breach. But Lyra reformed, mist-infused, stable. The final confrontation. Exposing the corp, with her as proof. Ending. We stood on a rainy Earth balcony, her hand in mine, mud and flesh united. Hit me with your mist, she teased, raindrops glistening. I smiled, venting a soft spray. The world changed forever. But in that moment, under familiar stars, I knew peace. The sky no longer screamed, it whispered hope. Wait, but was it truly over? As shadows stirred in the distance, I wondered what else had followed us through.